I'm not going to post after the YouTube. After we're done, I'm just going to delete it because I have a whole promo video going up tomorrow. And it's going to be like 9 minutes long. So this will just be kind of a special thing for whoever shows up in the chat, assuming that we get on YouTube. Let's find out. I always, every time I hit that start button, I never know if we're actually going to end up there or not.
Tell me about
it. It looks like it's only got a green light. I don't see nothing yet, but there's a green light. So we'll see.
Let me go.
Oh, here we go. And I changed the title to say learningtomix.com announcement.
All right, I'm just...
So we're up on the screen now, but there's nobody watching, so we won't start talking about it until, well, we'll get 10 or 15 people in here pretty quickly, right?
Ah, there we go. Gotcha. Yep, we're live.
We are live. Let me just move here.
Christopher Farlow is here already.
Hey, Chris, how are you? He emailed me the other day about something. I don't know what it was. Oh, yeah, he had a problem. Chris, you were the one that had an issue downloading a product, right? Quick Mix? I think that was you. I was almost sure it was you. And I think we got you straightened out. At least I hope so. If not, let me know. Tom is here. Tom.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
We're so prepared for this, aren't we?
We're so prepared. We got nothing to say. We're just here. Oh, yeah, Chris said you tried again today. Were you able to download it? Did you try a new browser? Were you able to get it done, or do you need me to help you? Because I can just send you a direct link through Dropbox and just get you straightened away, Chris. Sometimes it's the internet, and sometimes depending on the browser you're using, usually when you change browsers, it works. I know it's finicky. It's not, because I tried all the products that you told me to, and every single one of them worked for me. But if you need some help, Chris, just email me either later tonight or tomorrow, and I'll get you set up via Dropbox, and I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it all out. And if you're all straight, let me know that too. Okay. He was trying to get a Quick Mix, and there was a problem.
Right.
It wouldn't load or something, and I don't know. It could have been a Gumroad thing, but it worked on my end. So sometimes it's the web browser. That happens once in a while.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing about the internet. It's great because you can get everything just like this when it all works. When it doesn't work.
Yeah, especially when the browser company decide they're going to update the browser.
Right.
And they kind of all your cookies are out of sync.
Yeah, I had that happen. And I think Google Chrome was having an issue with that over the last couple of days. Like I had to keep hitting refresh to get the screen to have all the proper graphics and stuff. It's such a pain in the butt. And they change, it's funny because they update these things so frequently. It's like, can you just stop updating them? When it works, stop. Don't update anything anymore. Because then people have issues. It's Chris.
Back when they update Chrome, they update Chrome every other Thursday.
Oh, do they really? I didn't know that. And I use Chrome, and really just because Chrome owns YouTube and it ties all together, the Chrome tools work really, really well if you're, if you're a content creator and stuff. It's great. But yeah, they do a lot of updates. When it works beautifully.
Yep.
Tom is here as well. Hey, Tom. Okay, Chris. Yeah, try again. And if you're having a problem, email me tomorrow, and we'll bypass the whole Gumroad thing, and I'll just send you the link. You could just get it from me. Okay. I want to take care of you. So don't worry about if you're having a hard time with it. Just stop and come see me, and I'll get you straightened out. No problem. What do we got? 12 people here.
Looks like it. Yeah.
And we'll wait for a few more. Thanks, everyone, for kind of stopping in and joining us. As you can see at the top of your screen, we're talking about something new. If you looked at the title, we're going to talk a little bit about learningtomix.com. Our special announcement, our official announcement is going to happen, any minute now. We've been alluding to this now for 6 months. And what was supposed to be, something that I thought was going to be up and running in 30 or 45 days, 6 months later, we're ready. Sometimes it takes a lot longer to put these things together than one anticipates. Believe me. But
I wonder if Pete's on Skype. We could.
No, he's not. He's actually out. Pete was going to join us, but Pete he's out, and he's actually finalizing a couple of the last technical details. So yeah, he knows. I told him I was going to come on and we do this, and he was really cool. He's like, yeah, go ahead, do it. He's sorry that he can't make it. But we'll do other things together with this soon, where he's working feverishly to get this thing finished. So that'll be good.
That with a fever, okay,
Yeah. No, he's been working all night on. He worked I think he worked straight through the night last night, and I worked on it most of today. most of it is just finalizing, testing everything, making sure the site functions, making sure that, everything works the way it's supposed to work, because the last thing I want to do is have 500 emails tomorrow. This one little silly thing didn't work because we overlooked it. But I think we got it all dialed in. We looked at it today and it looks really good. What do we have? 13, 14 people. Hey, Herb, how are you? Let's see. Eric from North Carolina. How are you, Drummer Man? Hey, David. Hey, Drummer Man. How are you? Tom is here. Chris is here. Roy is here. Excellent. You guys all jumped on quick.
Speedy people.
Yeah. They're always pretty speedy. So this was not planned. We're just kind of sitting here getting ready to kind of just announce once a few more people show up, because this video is not going to go on the YouTube archive. Once we're done broadcasting, I'm going to delete this video because there's a new video going up tomorrow, the official promo for learningtomix.com. But I figured that if we had, 15, 20 people, if they stopped in, we could kind of share with them and give them a little inside scoop that nobody else really knows about yet.
Yeah.
So that'll be really fun. So what we're going to do, and Johnny knows, because Johnny has been working with me kind of behind the scenes on learningtomix.com now for a while, and he's been helping us doing all the beta testing and checking out the Facebook pages and just kind of being there as a resource. And he actually created the music, the music for the promo video, right, Johnny? That was your music. So when you guys see that tomorrow. So basically, we're here to announce that learningtomix.com is finally ready, and it's going on sale. The pre-sale, the site is going to be open tomorrow, July 25th.
Yeah.
I don't know what time. I think it's going to go at midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you live in the world, I don't know what time zone that is, but sometime after you go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow, you could go to learningtomix.com and you'll have you'll see everything kind of clearly laid out with a nice video telling you what the site is, telling you all the different things that are really cool about the site. We'll talk about some of those things in a few minutes, and give you an opportunity to sign up as a member during what we're calling this pre-sale week, which is going to run from tomorrow, July 25th, through Monday, July 31st. So it's 1 week. We're doing a pre-sale, which is going to give you a huge discount on the membership price. So we could talk a little bit about, I think you guys can ask questions and I'll try to answer them. So basically, this is a monthly membership site mixing training. Learningtomix.com is pretty self-explanatory. So the monthly membership is going to be $29 a month. After the pre-sale. During the pre-sale time, if you sign up during the course of the 25th through the 31st, you'll be able to get a membership at $10 off a month for the first 3 months. So each month will only cost you $19. I think it's $19.95 for the first 3 months, and then on month 4, it bumps up to $29. Okay? Now you may be asking yourself, well, what do I get for all that money? So tomorrow when you watch the video on the homepage, it lays it right out for you, but I'll tell you just a handful of the things. There's a list this long of all the things you get for that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Johnny? So the first thing we're getting, first and foremost, is every month there'll be a new song to be mixed with new multi-track files. Okay, that's pretty standard in a mixing website, right? And you're going to have 2 training tutorial videos, one from myself and one from Pete Woj from mixbetternow.com, my partner in crime on this. Now, that in itself isn't unique, but what is unique about the way our training videos are is our training videos are not an overview of what the song, we don't mix the song and then show you what we did. Not a lot like my Quick Mix series, which is kind of a 45-minute to an hour overview. This is not that. This is all long-form videos, all mixed in real time. So what happens is you guys see the mix from the time that we import the audio files, and we take you step by step through the mix. We don't listen to the song prior or very, very little. It's all done in real time, so it gives you the experience of sitting like you were sitting in our control room, working right alongside with us, the first time hearing the song and mixing the song from start to finish. So the average video tutorial coming out of myself and Pete is anywhere from 2 hours to 5 hours in length, broken up into multiple sections. So the first song that we're mixing for this month is our good friend Johnny Lipsham's song here, a jazz track called My Chanel. And that's the first month's content that you guys will have access to once you sign up on August 1st. I forgot to say, the site will be live on August 1st. The 25th through the 31st is the pre-sale, so you can get in at a reduced price. On August 1st, you'll be able to log into your account and download all the stuff for the month of August, which will be the My Chanel track by Johnny. That video, my video, I think was 3 hours long to mix that song, and I think Pete's is slightly longer than that, if I remember right. So the videos alone, you're going to get anywhere from 4 to 8, 9 hours between the two of us worth of video instruction. You're also going to get the multi-track, so you can mix the song with us, right? All the training that's done in these videos doesn't matter what DAW you're using, doesn't matter what plugins you're using. All the concepts and techniques will transfer and apply to any DAW, to any set of plugins, okay? So you don't have to worry about, do you need to have something special? No, you don't. All the techniques and concepts will work just fine regardless of what you're using. That's the first thing. The second thing that's really unique about this is once we get into like the third month and we have some members, most of the tracks that we're going to mix are going to come from the membership. This is one of the real unique things, right, Johnny, that we talked about. These are not standard multi-tracks that you can go download off some free website. These are all multi-tracks that are going to be exclusive to Learning to Mix, coming from the member community. So if you have a song that you'd like the community to mix and Pete and myself to mix, you're going to have an opportunity to submit your music to us. And then every month we're going to pick one. And we're going to mix, as a group, as a community, we're going to mix that member's song. And you're going to see 2 video training tutorials, one from me, one from Pete. You're also going to be able to hear on our Facebook page, because our members are going to be able to post their mix on our Facebook page. So you'll be able to hear many different mixing engineers at all different experience levels, at all different skill sets, mixing your music, which we think is a real unique learning opportunity. Right, Johnny? I think you said that. I mean, he's been on the inside scoop, and we've already mixed his song, and he's already heard the mixes. And he was already going, oh, wow. I remember you were saying to me, wow, you did that something that I didn't think about doing, and I like this, and I did this a little different. And it was, right, you learned, you got an opportunity to hear your mix from a different engineer's perspective, which I think is really, really cool. Okay, so... Yeah. Right, Johnny, wouldn't you agree? So that's one of the things that we felt were really unique. These are not just common multi-tracks that you see all over the internet. These are specific to the Learning to Mix members, or learningtomix.com members community, which is great. So everyone will have an opportunity to do that. If we mix your song, or when we mix your song, whatever month we mix your song in, the following month, every month, we're going to have a private live stream just for learningtomix.com members, where we're all going to try and kind of join the live stream, kind of like what we're doing now, but not in a public forum. It'll be a private group just for members only, where Pete and I will talk about the mix. We'll do some demonstrations on some things we found interesting or problematic or whatever. You guys will have an opportunity to ask us questions about, how did we approach the mix, and we'll talk about that month's project. And if you are the member of the song that we mixed that month, you're going to come on live to the live stream with Pete and I, and we're going to talk to you about maybe the recording process. Where did you get the tracks? What was your recording philosophy? What was your studio like? And you're going to have an opportunity to promote your music, your website, your social media, to get all your name out there in front of everyone. So we want to try to make this community more about you, the member, not really about Pete and myself, because it really isn't about us, it's about you. So you'll be a guest live on our live stream if you'd like to be, and we'll talk about your music, and we'll talk about how you did things, and we'll talk about the recording process. So not only are we talking about the mixing, but we can learn a little bit about how the tracks were recorded, because that makes a huge impact on the way that you might mix the song. So that's another great learning opportunity for everyone, to just learn how different musicians and engineers do things from a recording perspective and from a mixing perspective. Again, another really, really unique thing that nobody else is doing. Okay, so those are just like the basic things. Every month you'll also have an opportunity to enter your mix into a mixing contest, where we have 3 major, God bless, three major companies that have already jumped on board to supply us with plugin licenses, software upgrades, things like that. Companies like Plugin Alliance, Slate Digital, PreSonus. Okay, so these are big companies that you all know, that we all talk about every single month that we get on here. We talk about all these tools. These companies know about learningtomix.com, and they're trying to stand behind us to help us push the thing. They think it's a great education site. So that'll be something that you guys will be able to participate in every single month. Okay. On top of that, you'll have an opportunity to have your mix critiqued by Pete and myself, if you'd like. We're going to have mixing critiques we're going to be able to do for people as well. We're going to have reduced rates on private coaching Skype calls, that we can kind of do private one-on-one training if you guys want to do that. We'll have a real, reduced off our regular rates to do that. Really affordable. And then there's a whole host of other things. I mean, that's like 4 or 5, and the list is like 15 items long. You're going to get free drum samples. You're going to get free mix templates. You're going to get other free training videos in the bonus section of the website, which you'll see on August 1st. Everything from how to use things like auto align and do phase correction, how to do to most effectively set up your mix, like a mix prep session. Pete's already got a video for that. I have a video for that. That's all free. And then we're going to be throwing in other things like we have a whole series on compression, a whole guide on compression. That's going to be free. A whole guide on using EQ effectively. That's going to be free. And all these things are lumped in that you get all at no extra charge when you become a member. And we're going to be adding more and more to that as time goes on. But that's just as of right now. That's, we threw everything that we had and everything that we knew into this thing and said, give them everything that we can give them so they can start rolling right away. Okay, so that'll be starting tomorrow, July 25th through the 31st. Oh, and also when you sign up during that pre-sale, you're also going to get 2 free Quick Mix Series products from Home Recording Made Easy. Okay, it'll come when you register. You'll get an email. It'll give you a link. You'll be able to go out and download it for free. So there's another 2 of my products you're going to get absolutely free, only during the pre-sale week. Okay, so we tried to make this thing as affordable and as sweet of a deal as humanly possible to try to get as many people on board as possible. We wanted to make this affordable to get as many people involved as possible. So we wanted to make sure the price point was something that most people can afford. And when you really see, when you go to the website and you watch the video and you see all the stuff you're getting, it's really insane. I mean, it's almost silly. It's almost silly what we're giving for that. For $20 a month. It's really kind of crazy. But it's great because we really want to just build an enormous community of people at all different skill levels. So whether you're a beginner, this is going to be geared more towards the beginner intermediate is going to be most of the teaching. There'll be some advanced stuff there certainly, but the majority of it's going to be in that beginner intermediate 1 to 3, 4 years worth of experience. So if you're someone that's just starting out, you're going to be able to learn a massive amount from learningtomix.com. If you're someone that's a little bit more experienced, we're going to have a bunch of stuff there for you as well. And we're planning on also doing webinars and things of that nature, which again, will all be 100% free if you're an active member. So all that education will be free. So that's kind of the basic gist of it. And I just wanted to tell you all you guys about it because we've been talking about it for a while now. I've been alluding to it. We've been kind of giving out pieces of information, but we really never said too much because I was waiting for the site to be ready, and now it's ready. And so this thing is going to be fantastic. And Johnny knows a lot more about it than anybody else because he's been helping us with it and kind of giving us feedback, right, Johnny, on what would work, what wouldn't work. And so he's helped us kind of create this in a way behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's been really good fun. And you guys have been terrific to work with as well. Because me, I've been quite a stickler for detail and getting the small things and making sure that you get those right. My philosophy being, take care of the pennies and the pounds will come in. So
absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why it's taken so long to finish this thing is because we didn't just slap it together and threw it out there. We took a look at all the other sites that do something similar, and there's a few, and we don't need to mention any names. You all know who they all are, and they're all great. They all serve something great. But what we did is we took everything that everybody else was doing, and we think we've improved it, and we've added more to it, and we put a little bit of a different twist on it to make it more interactive and more personal to the member. And that was really important to us, that we're just not another mixing membership site, because a lot of those sites are great, but they fall way short, in my opinion. And the teaching is not as in depth as it could be. And this is going to be big time in depth. I mean, big time. I mean, you're gonna see everything. We're not going to hold anything back. We're going to share everything we possibly can with you. And again, we're developing relationships with a lot of companies that are really trying to get behind this to help give some support to this, in way of not just free plugins, but in way of free education and training. And we have a whole bunch of other things. There are some things I still can't talk about because we haven't sealed all the deals yet with some of these companies. But I could tell you that Pete was at NAMM last week and had a ton of meetings with a ton of people. And everybody he spoke with was super excited and wanted to be involved on some level. And we're just trying to work out what are the details of how they can be involved. companies like Telefunken microphones, you know, high-end gear companies that want to, how can they be involved? That was the first question they would ask Pete. Well, how can we be involved? Can we be involved some way? That's fantastic, you know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's really great. So I don't know what all that means. All I know is that somehow, some way, a lot of these companies are going to kind of come together, and we're going to work out deals to try to give the members, you know, great deals on training, great deals on product, great deals on anything that has to do with mixing and home recording. That's kind of our goal. And as we go on, it'll grow. You know, people will have ideas, and we'll add things, and we'll move things around, and you know, there'll be a couple of bumps in the road on the way, but we're committed to making this thing really work. So I hope that excites everyone as much as it excites me. I know it's been a hell of a lot of work, you know, and I think it's going to be really cool. And I urge you all to check it out, man. I really do. I mean, you know, it's really going to be something that that you're not going to find anywhere else, without a shadow of a doubt. There's no one else doing what we're about to launch. So that's going to be cool. So if you guys have any questions in the chat, you know, Johnny and I will try to field them, and I'll try to answer some as best I can. Again, tomorrow, just go out to learningtomix.com, watch the little video. It's laid right out there in front of you. And if you have any questions after that, you can certainly email me. Excuse me. I'll be more than happy to help you. So what is going on in the chat? We got like 22 or 23 people here, so that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, Bobby says he's looking forward to this. Bobby, how are you? Yeah, it's going to be great. Eric says, I think you two are the right guys for the job. Well, thank you very much, Eric. I hope so.
I think so.
RJ says, yes, David, your training videos are all in depth, and you have a good way to teach. So it's easy to understand what you teach. I speak from on my personal experience. Well, good. That's great. If you're new to this, and if my training is easy for you to understand and follow, that's fantastic. And I can tell you that Pete Woj over at Mix Better Now, if you don't know him, go check out his YouTube channel, Mix Better Now, and his website, mixbetternow.com. He has a very similar teaching style than me, but he mixes from a totally different place than me, which is exactly why we wanted to partner up together, because him and I do not do things the same way. In some respects we do, but in a lot of respects we're very different. And he is very, very a very good engineer, but more importantly, he's a really good teacher. And he's really, really right, Johnny. He's really good at the way he explains things in a very non-technical, easy to understand way.
Yeah, he's what I would call a plain speaker. He's one of those guys, you know, he just lays it out for you.
Yep.
And in a way that I think just about anybody could understand. He's done some absolutely outstanding videos on compression,
yes,
and EQ, and looking at all the options that are possible and how to get the best out of them. Like he's covered, you know, some of the more sort of like complex analog EQs that you can get. He's covered those, and I tell you, I've learned.
Yeah, I've learned some stuff from him too. Yeah, he's a great engineer, and he's really thorough. You know, he's another one where his videos are not 5-minute little videos. He really tries to go in and go in depth and try to, you know, if you're going to spend the time to try to help someone or teach someone, well, teach them everything. Don't just teach them a little piece of it. That doesn't help, you know. Yeah. And so yeah, so. You know, if you think about it, just for $29, once you get past the pre-sale, for $29 a month, you're going to get a minimum of 5 to 6 hours worth of video training. If you got nothing else, that's worth $29. I mean, if you got nothing else, that's $29. But then we laid all this other stuff on top of it to try to just make it the best experience possible. And we're going to rely a lot on you guys, you know, as members to kind of give us feedback. You know, what do you guys want to see? What can we do different? We're really trying to build this around what you need, not what we think you need. You know, what we think you need is a starting point. And then what you guys, based on your feedback and your involvement and your interaction, what do you really need? There will also be a private Facebook group only to members. There's also a public Facebook page. A lot of you may have seen me post that up this week. But there'll be another way for us to interact together as well through the private Facebook group. And then we're going to do other things. Like I said, live webinars. We're going to do all kinds of stuff to try to do more live stuff. So Pete and I can interact with the community in a more real-time fashion as much as possible.
Yeah, I think that's a great feature and a great idea. And again, it's another unique selling point.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's really all I wanted to tell everyone. I just wanted to let you all know it's starting tomorrow. There'll be a video on my YouTube channel. It's going live, or I think 6 o'clock my time in the morning. And watch that video. Go out to the link and check it out. And if you think you want to try it, sign it up. You know, and we got a 30-day money back guarantee. So I mean, you try it, you don't like it, we'll give you your money back. You know, we're not here to try to rob you, you know, but I can't imagine, once you join it, once you work with us a couple of months, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. We don't expect too many people asking for their money back. You know, we're going to try to make sure they're going to be happy, that they want to stay. They want to be a part of it, you know.
Eric says, will this training be in the box or in the box and analog?
It's all in the box, but we'll be using everything from stock plugins to analog style plugins. Pete is working in the box. I'm working in the box. He has analog gear and so do I, but it's all going to start off mixing in the box because that's what most people are familiar with. And however, we already know that down the road, there'll be some more advanced stuff that'll come along where we will do some things that are kind of a hybrid in and out of the box with some hardware EQ, some hardware compressors. That will absolutely be part of this as we move down the road. But we're starting off where everything is in the box because that's what most people have. Most people don't have racks full of outboard gear. But we will do both. We will do both. If the community, if the user base says, hey, we'd like to see that stuff, we have the ability to do that stuff. You know?
Andy Arthur says, will there be access offline?
Yes, you will be able to let me make sure I answer this correctly, and if not, please say so. You'll be able to not only download the videos to your computer, just like you do when you buy my products, you'll also be able to stream them on the site. So all the multi-tracks and all the training videos are all downloadable. So that means you download them, you can then watch them offline. Yes, you don't need to be on the internet to watch it, although you can stream it. You'll be able to watch it on a mobile device, computer, laptop, iPads, cell phones, everything. Although the way to get the most out of them is to really do it where you're listening on a good set of headphones and a good set of speakers. But some people like to, you know, view on an iPad and while they're working on their workstation. Totally cool. So yes, you'll be able to download everything. The videos that you'll download have been compressed, so the file sizes are more manageable, so they're not massive files to chew up most of your hard drive. And then we shot a separate video that's more high res, that's a full length video that you can stream. Okay, so you'll be able to you'll see the full, like in my video on Johnny's song. My video was I think it's 3 hours or something damn near 3 hours. So there'll be one 3-hour video on a big, nice, beautiful HD player. You can watch it right from your account, or you'll be able to download all the sections, which I think Johnny's song was broken up into 3 or 4 or 5 sections, and you can download all those sections to the computer and you can watch it offline. Yes, so you'll be able to do both. Does that answer your question, Andy? MGM says he can't wait. He signed up for the mailing list. Great, that's awesome. Yes, when you sign up, make sure there's also an area there to put your name on the email list. But we'll get your email address when you sign up, because that'll be part of your login. So when you sign up and you confirm and you make your payment, and I tested this about 4 times today, so I know it works. Within like 3 minutes, you're going to get 2 emails from Learning to Mix. One that shows that your receipt for your payment. And then you're going to get another welcome email, which is from Pete and I, which will give you the special link to download the 2 free Quick Mix products. But that's only during the pre-sale. Once the pre-sale goes away on August 1st, those 2 free products come out. So we want to make sure that you guys, if you're looking to join in the pre-sale, because you're going to save $30 on the membership, and you're going to get another $30 worth of free products. You're going to get $60 savings if you join up between the 25th and the 31st. So. Andy said, yes, that answered his question. Perfect. Let's see. Brian says, are you guys going to cover editing, quantizing, tracks before you start to mix? No, we're going to do it all. We're going to do it all. Now, we hope, well, we're going to mix the members' music. So, and the reason why we're going to do this is because we know we're going to get all different quality or levels of different recording. We're going to get stuff that's been recorded really well, where things were tight and timed and just mix, and we know we're going to get stuff where there's going to need quantizing, there's going to be vocal tuning, there's going to be all of that stuff, and you're going to see it all. You're going to see it, whatever that mix throws at me. So if there's a mix where it needs to be quantized, we're going to quantize it. If there's a mix where we need to, fix something, you're going to see it edited in real time. Because the way we do our videos, I know I can speak for myself, is I don't really listen to the song before I mix it. I didn't with Johnny's. I knew what the song, I knew the first verse. I knew what kind of song it was. I had no idea what a session was going to be when I opened it. And that's exactly how we want it. We want you to see us, see it in real time. And then the tutorials are really not edited. You know, we didn't go back and chop, you know, if I'm working through a problem on a track, you're going to see me work through that problem. And if that problem takes 30 minutes, we're going to work on it for 30 minutes together. And I'm going to explain everything of what I'm doing. So I think, Brian, the answer to your question is we are going to cover editing, quantizing, etc. up to a point. You know, if there's something that's way, way out of whack, then we may do kind of a before and after. But we're going to try to cover everything. Everything that you would experience if you mixed that song yourself. I think that's the best way to say it.
That sums it up all in one sentence, is that you're basically giving the community an experience of how their song is mixed by you and Pete,
right,
as they go through the same process with exactly the same tracks, with exactly the same problems and same issues that they may encounter,
right,
and you'll show how you guys have dealt with those issues, and then the rest of us can go, oh great, that's, you know, I didn't think about it like that, or we'll go, that's cool, that confirms that I did the right thing with that, or it's cool that somebody else that has your experience has done the same thing as me, which is an encouragement.
Yeah, to get that confirmation, that I know that means a lot to me at times, where you think you did something, you go, geez, I don't know if that was the right thing to do. And then when you see someone else, you say, oh, they did the same. Okay, now it's confirmed in my own head that I had the right mindset. So a lot of what the way I teach and the way I know Pete teaches as well is that it's more than just, you know, the actual technical stuff of mixing. I mean, obviously that's a huge part of this, but a lot of what I talk about is the mindset. Some of the things that we talk about, Johnny, on our live streams about having a purpose. What's the vision of the song? What am I thinking while I'm mixing? You know what I mean? So it's not just, okay, we're going to go mix the kick drum. Okay, now we're going to do the snare. It's that, but it's more than that. It really is. You know, it's everything from listening to the rough mix and going, okay, what kind of vibe do we have here? And then talking through that. Well, maybe we have to go get some reference tracks of that style of music. Maybe we have to do A, B, C, or D, you know? So a lot of it is really trying to get inside of Pete and my head. You know, God help you. But you know what I mean? For you guys to really step inside, what is our thought process? Because so much of mixing that people get caught up in, they get caught up in the plugins, and they get caught up in the technical, and they get caught up in the fancy tape machines and things spinning, and they lose sight of what are we trying to do, and what should you be thinking about, you know? Yep. And so a lot of it is going to be spent on that as well. And that's why the videos are 4 hours long, because God bless, that's because you can't do this in an hour. You can't. The only way we can do this in an hour is if I totally mix the song and then just walked you through what we did. But that's already been done. Everybody does that. And I don't know that that helps you especially if you're 1 to 2, 3 years worth of experience. It doesn't help you because you see what we did, but you don't know why we did it. And so part of the thing that I know for Pete as well is that we really want to explain the why. It doesn't mean you have to listen to everything we say, but it gives you why. So when you're looking at stuff, you can say, okay, I want to do this, but why do I want to do that? And you start asking yourself these questions, and that's hugely important. And if you saw the live stream I did last week with Khalik Glover, he talked about a lot of the same things. He talked about mixing with a purpose, and he talked about knowing why you're doing what you're doing. This is a Grammy award-winning engineer. I mean, don't take it from me. I mean, he's worked with Prince and Michael Jackson, and this is what the top engineers, this is their thought process. And so what we're trying to do with Learning to Mix is trying to bring that in an educational way where it's not too overwhelming for someone that's a more beginner intermediate to understand, but they can really take those things and really apply it right away to their next project. Okay, so you don't have to be a 10-year experienced engineer to learn this stuff. You really don't. And so. No. I hope that answers your question. It probably does, and then some, right? Carl says, sounds cool. Mixing of some live recordings would be awesome. Absolutely. If a member has a live recording, like from a pub or a club, we urge you to send that in. I'd love to do a live recording mix because there's a lot of different sets of issues that you don't have to deal with when you're dealing with stuff recorded in a studio. So, Carl, if you have something and you want to be a member and you want to submit something, we would love to listen to it. Let's see. Brian says, cool. So as a bonus Studio One users, I think Pete is moving to Studio One. He uses Studio One. We'll get an extra training on how to do editing, tuning, and quanta. Yes, that's true. Pete does use Studio One now more full-time than he used to. He was a Pro Tools user for a lot of years, as I was. But we're starting out doing everything in Studio One. We're going to learn from our membership community over time what DAWs is everybody using. And then Pete can use Pro Tools, he can use Logic, he can use Studio One. I can use Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, and Studio One. So if we have a lot of members that have Cubase, we'll do a month with Cubase. And if we have a lot of members that have Pro Tools, we'll do a month with Pro Tools and Studio One, and et cetera, et cetera. And again, we're keeping the training generalized as much as possible. So it doesn't matter what DAW you're using. But you're right, Brian, if we were going to do quantizing and we were using Studio One, well, you would see how we would quantize in Studio One. So that is true. But a lot of the same things could be done in Cubase and in Pro Tools. They're slightly different, but a lot of the concepts are exactly the same.
So we've got a couple of questions here about how long the pre-sale goes on for.
It's 7 days. It's from the 25th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, through the 31st, which I believe is Monday of next week.
Yes. Yep, that'd
and
be
you
right.
can sign up anywhere you have an internet connection.
Yeah, so MJN Studios, even if you're on vacation, if you've got access to the internet, you can still get in.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of letting you all know that it's going on tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, get on there and try to get in there as quickly as you can. But anywhere you have an internet connection, you can sign up. You can sign up right from your cell phone if you wanted to.
Yep.
Because remember, the site will not be accessible to download any of the videos or any of the content until August 1st. And it says that right on the page. When you go by, you'll see it says that. The pre-sale is just to lock in your membership at that special price. And they're limited quantities too. We only have like, I think it's less than 200 slots opened at that price point. So you want to get in as quickly as you can, but the site won't be active fully until August 1st. August 1st, you'll be able to go on, download that month's contents, use the whole site, all the videos, all the bonus sections, everything will be live and ready to roll. Okay, so this is just a pre-sale up to August 1st to try to get as many people in at the reduced prices we can, to try to give as many people a deal as we can. Let's see. MGM Studios says, I don't have any money left. I'm on vacation, No, well, you know what? You can join anytime. You don't have to join up in the next 5 days. I mean, the next 5 days just gets you a little bit of a deal. But you can join at any time. And so hopefully when you get back from vacation, you'll have some money saved up. And if you want to jump on board, we'd love to have you, obviously. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Any other questions about this? Let me know. Because this is, like I said, this video will not go onto YouTube. We'll delete it afterwards. Tomorrow morning, you go on my YouTube channel, there'll be a whole promo video on learningtomix.com. And if you guys have any questions, tomorrow I blocked off my entire day to really be just sitting by my computer in case someone has questions. Excuse me, any issues. Pete and I are going to be there right on the spot helping you. Don't worry. There'll be a contact button on the learningtomix.com website. You have any questions or whatever, shoot us an email. We will get back to you within an hour because I'm going to watch those emails and we're going to make sure that anybody has any problems, we're going to straighten it out. And don't worry, you know me. If there's any issues, you'll get straightened out. But we've tested this thing and tested this thing and tested this thing. And I must have bought like 7 memberships on my own credit card just to make sure that it would work. And it does. And so, but you never know, you get people overseas and you get different time zones and, who knows, like we're just talking about with the internet with my poor buddy Chris trying to buy a Quick Mix product for 3 days and he can't buy it, because something on the internet on that side has had some weird thing happen. So things do happen, but don't worry. We'll get you all straightened out if for some crazy reason there's a hiccup, but we don't anticipate any. So,
no, we've pretty rigorously tested the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried to break it a few times, a good number of times. I've tried to break it, and I've tried to break it in different ways, and it's pretty solid.
Yeah, yeah. We spent a lot of time working on it. We hired a real professional, knows what he's doing. That's always important to design the site. And we tried to make sure that this, that it was as easy as possible to navigate, and that it wasn't, it was solid. That it was a solid thing, and it is.
My good buddy Miles McGonigal says, "Signed up easy as pie." Now, would that be baking the pie or eating the pie?
Right. Yep, it'll be cool. It's going to be cool, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm real excited. I was really excited to hear that Pete went to NAMM, and when I heard about all the meetings that he had, I didn't, because when you do this kind of thing, you don't know. I mean, people know who Home Recording Made Easy is. I have relationships with some of these companies. A lot of people know who Pete is, but when you put something together, you think a lot of companies will just kind of brush you off, and it was really encouraging when he was talking to all these companies, and they were just like giving us ideas on how they wanted to be involved with this. Then I said, I know we're on the right track. We're doing something really good. If there's that many companies that are saying, hey, we want to be involved in this, how can we be involved? How can we help? And we didn't even ask them for anything. We were just telling them what it was. Hey, we got this thing going on. And they were like, well, really? Well, and they were all excited about it. That was encouraging. And so, I'm really excited to see what kind of things we might be able to put together, especially. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And like I said, a lot of these companies, at least from the plugin side, are willing to give out licenses and, software upgrades and things for mixing contests and for us to give to the members to get them, into this stuff. So that's fantastic. And a lot of those plugins and software we already use that you guys are going to see in the training tutorials anyway. So you'll be able to get a lot of the same plugins that we have, either at a very reduced rate or for free in some cases. And so I think that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. And we're going to do different themes. I think over time, we're going to we'll probably do a month where we only use plugins that are for free. We'll do a month where we only do stock plugins. We'll do a month where we do different combinations of things. Again, trying to give variety. So we try to cover all the bases to try to make this as relatable to the members as much as possible. So that'll be cool. So we still got 17, 18 people here. This is cool. I hope you guys are excited. Does it sound pretty cool? Does it sound like it's a good idea, or did Pete and I just completely waste our time for the last 6 months? What do you think? Have I completely wasted the last 6 months of my life putting this together and none of you guys care? Or do you think this thing will actually be something you'd be interested in?
Well, one thing is for sure, Dave, you have not gone even a tiny bit grayer.
No. Oh, I'll tell you, this was, and in the middle of all of this, I'm in the process of having my Home Recording Made Easy website completely redesigned. Oh, someone asked me yesterday, is this going to replace Home Recording Made Easy? The answer is no. Home Recording Made Easy is continuing to grow. The website that you guys all know is going to be completely you're going to see a whole new website probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I actually had a chance to see the first round of it today, and it looks great. It not only looks better, but the one thing that I think a lot of my current followers and supporters are going to love is that now when you purchase Quick Mix and Made Easy products, you're not going to have to leave the website and go to Gumroad.com. It's all going to be done through Gumroad, but they have some new plugins and stuff for the new website that everything is purchased right from the website to make it an easier experience. Because one of the things I don't like about the current setup is if you want to buy 3 products, you have to go make 3 separate transactions. That's just the way it's set up today. But now there'll be a shopping cart. You'll be able to mix and buy things all at once with one payment. You don't have to leave the website and then go say, well, I got to go back to Home Recording Made Easy and read something and then go over to Gumroad and purchase something. It's all together, which is really nice. And the other thing that's going to be great about the shopping experience, if you will, because there's more Made Easy products coming. I'm in the middle of doing Mixing with Analog Style Plugins Made Easy. I'm halfway through it now. And so that product's coming. Johnny's got another MIDI drums product coming. There's another, however many months, 6 or 7 more quick mixes that are already done, ready to come out through the rest of the year. So the product line is continuing to grow. And one of the difficult things has been for some people is that now that there's so many products, being able to sort through them and find them easily. And we get lots of questions about, I'm new to mixing. You have all these great products. Which one do I get? Where do I start? And I never thought of that, to be honest with you guys, early on. So now with this new site, we're going to be able to develop different curriculum courses. So if you're a beginner, you know, we may bundle like EQ, compression, mixing made easy volume 1 as a beginner's course. So you'll get 3 products in one at a reduced price. So if you're someone that's new, I can just refer you right to that product. It's already spec'd out. It's already laid out for you. I tell you which order to watch them in and help guide the student through. So a lot of those new kinds of things around the products and making it easier for you guys is all coming with the new Home Recording Made Easy website, among the blog and the videos. The whole thing's being redone. So that's all happening at the same time as this whole thing is happening with Learning to Mix. And so, you know, and I'm still working on Made Easy products. So the training is going to continue to come. Learning to Mix is just another way for you to learn. And you're not just learning from me now. Now you have another engineer, a really good engineer that you'll be able to learn from as well. So that's, you know, really, really cool. So no, Home Recording Made Easy is going nowhere. I've worked way too hard. And you guys have supported me for way too long for me to walk away from that. This is not replacing any of that. It's just it's just another way, you know, more content to help. That's all it is. So everyone's saying it's a great idea. Excellent. MGA, Eric saying excellent. Excellent. Everyone, that's great. Well, I'm glad you guys think it's a good idea. I hope I see you all over there. Again, and we look forward to having you guys as members if you choose to be. And then most importantly, your feedback. You know, after you get, you know, you're there for like August through September, you're there for a couple of months, you see how things are kind of, you know, working, you know, just send us emails and feedback. I really want to know, and so does Pete. We want to know, what do you love about it? What would you like to see maybe added to it? What don't you like about it? I mean, to be quite honest, because we want to shape this thing to really serve you in the best way possible. We don't want to just give a real, you know, strict way of this is the way it's got to be and teach you how to learn our way. We want to teach you the way you guys want to learn. And so that's the real uniqueness, I think, around this. So your guys' feedback is going to be hugely important. And we're going to take all your stuff into consideration, and we're going to do these little, you know, impromptu live streams. We'll all get on here and talk about it and say, hey, you know, how did you guys been working on the site for a month? What do you guys think? You know, and then let you guys give us the feedback. We want, you know, if you're going to spend your, you know, $19 or $29 a month, we want it to be the most value for that money, and I want it to be a good experience. I don't want you to say, yeah, it's kind of okay. I want you to be like, wow, this is really cool. You know, I'm really getting a lot out of this, and these guys really listen, right? And they really deliver, and I'm learning, and my mixes are getting better, because that's the whole point of all of this, you know? And so, and you'll be part of a community that's really here to help each other. So now once you guys start making friends and we all start kind of getting to know each other, we can all start to help each other, right? And we talked about doing, you know, things where members, like we said, will come on the live stream and will, you know, show us your studio and show us how you handle this and what is your technique on this. And then you can help teach us and teach others in the community as well. So then over time, you're not just learning from 2 instructors, you're learning from all the members. Right? We're really trying to make it an interactive thing, because I think that is the missing piece to all of this.
It's the most valuable piece of the whole thing.
Right? I think so.
It's the thing that's kind of like, I mean, yes, we're talking about $29, but really the fact that you get plugged into a community where everybody is learning from everybody, including the 2 guys that founded the thing.
Right.
You know, you're going to learn as much from us as we learn from you.
Right.
So, and that's that. You can't put a price tag on that.
No, I don't think so. And I think that's the best way to learn, right? I mean, I really do. I mean, and again, when you think about, yeah, and $29 is, you know, again, that's a lot of money for some people. I understand that. I mean, I don't take that lightly. I mean, that's your hard-earned money that you worked for, and I appreciate if you even considered spending it with us. But, you know, one of the things that, you know, when you look, that's why, again, we're trying to pile in so much stuff. We're trying to make it so, you know what, you know, and anytime anyone has to open their wallet, anytime I have to open up my wallet for anything, there's a little bit of pain that's associated with that. We all realize that. I mean, you know, we're all adults here. We know what it is, right? But so what we're trying to say is, well, if someone's really going to take their money out and spend it with us when they could spend it with somebody else or not spend it at all, we want to make sure that you feel like you're getting the most value, And that's, I mean, if you followed Home Recording Made Easy up until just recently, that's my whole thing. I mean, I was selling, 15-hour video tutorials for $15. I mean, it's $1 an hour. I mean, you can't even buy a can of soda anymore for $1. So it's all about giving you the most bang for the buck and keep the price reasonable so we can help as many people as possible. Because I figure I would rather charge less money and teach more of you than charge more money and teach less of you. It's just, and I know Pete has the same exact philosophy, and that's why he's a perfect partner in all of this, because he really, it's not about, let's just try to make as much money as we can. If that were the case, we'd be charging $100 a month, and there's certain sites out there that charge that. We've done the research.
Yeah.
And people pay it. Some people pay it, but a lot of people can't pay it. And so we're like, well, that's, I don't want to do that. I would rather, what do we need to be able to operate the thing every month? And, we got to make a few bucks for our time because we spend an enormous amount of time putting these things together, and strike that balance. And I think, again, for $19 during the pre-sale, it's insane. $29. I think for what you see on that site, what you're going to get, it's really, really reasonable. And just remember that all the little items that you get for that month, those items are only going to be added to. We're never going to take anything away. So as time goes on, we're going to be adding more goodies to that. It'll be in what we have, what is being called the bonus section on the website. When you get into the website on August 1st, you'll see the bonus section. That's free to all members. And so all those things, we're just going to keep adding. We already got like 8 or 9 things in the bonus section. We haven't even launched the site yet. So we're just going to keep adding to that. So the more features will be added for the same price, not less. So that's how we're kind of looking at it. And you can't even buy a plugin for $29 anymore. Well, you can, but you can't, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think it's a reasonable amount of money. And I think it's an amazing value. I really, truly believe that. If I didn't, I wouldn't be involved in it. It just wouldn't be, I just wouldn't be. And so, yeah, so it's great. So yeah, I hope you guys all come over and at least give it a try. Hang around for a few months. If you don't like it, we'll give you back your membership. You don't want to, you got a guarantee. But after a couple of months of being there, I'd be surprised if anyone would say this is not worth what I paid for it.
Yeah,
that would shock me.
Yeah.
And if you guys feel that way, I'd love to know what. If again, I want to hear just as much, you never want to get negative feedback, but I want to hear constructive criticism too. I like when you guys give me that now. I don't know, sometimes Johnny, we get on here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm an engineer, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what we're doing here. We're just trying to help. So constructive criticism done in, an appropriate way that's not nasty or rude is always accepted. So I know that I want to know the feedback as, you give us a couple of months, let us work out some of the kinks, let us get moving, and then let us know, what don't you like? Because you can tell me what you like, because I know, okay, if you like something, we're not going to touch it. We're going to keep going. But if there's something you don't like, that's important for us to know, because we want to rectify that and fix it. So you guys can, get everything that you like. I mean, that's the whole point of this thing. I think,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I certainly value criticism.
I do.
I live on it. I wouldn't be able to do what I do with any confidence if I didn't have people that kind of like that give me that kind of feedback, that kind of information.
Yeah, I think it's it's fun. You got it. You're never going to make the whole world happy, right? We all know that when you get into this game, there's always going to be someone that you're not, but you can start to spot a trend, and when you get feedback about the same thing, maybe a couple of times, you go, oh, I need to look at that, and I've had that. And I think that just makes you better at what you do, especially if you're trying to educate and teach, because if you're not a professional teacher, which I'm not, it's important to me to know, well, how are they absorbing and what do they or don't they like about the teaching style?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I think that's super important. And yeah, I welcome all that feedback. It doesn't mean you're going to listen to every single thing. You can't change every time someone says do something, but you start to find a pattern of what works and what may not work as well. and you try to make everything work as best you can. And I think if you go into it with that, you know, people see that and they appreciate that. You know I do. I know. I mean, I've paid for lots of training, and there's some training I paid for it. I went, that was a waste of money. And then there's some training I've paid for where I said I would have paid 10 times that amount. You know.
Yep.
And so, you know, I think it works all the way around.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
So what else, Johnny? We've been on here about an hour. People tired of hearing about this already? They're probably like, shut up. I'll sign up if you just shut up.
Yeah, we get the idea.
Yeah, we get the idea. You like it. Well, you know, it's exciting. It is exciting. And again, I was super excited when, you know, we're meeting with companies like Telefunken. I mean, you know, that's insane.
I love microphones. I love them.
Yeah, they're already, you know, and again, I'm going to delete this video. So other than the 15 or 20 people that are here are not going to see this, but yeah, they're already offering it. You know, what can we do? We got some new microphones. You want to check them out? Do you want to, you know, we can give you some special discounts for, you know, your member. I mean, all that kind of stuff. And we haven't even done anything yet. I mean, so it's going to go, I think it's going to go beyond just software. I know Pete also talked to API, was another company he spoke with.
Nice.
So I mean, I was blown away. I mean, he was calling me from them. He was calling me from the floor, going, "You're never going to guess who I just spoke to." And I go, "Who?" And he tells me, "I go, you got to be kidding me." He goes, "Yeah, these people." And since he's got back from them, he's had communication with most of these people via email. And they're like, you know,
I had a wonderful conversation with Pete a while back, and because we were talking about you know, sponsorships and endorsements and all stuff. I think we're talking about it in the context of sports because at one time I pursued a career as a professional sportsman, and so I had attempted to pursue endorsements and that kind of thing, and I was just like, yeah, didn't really get very far. And so Pete said, "So what did you do?" And I said, "Well, you know, back in the day I wrote letters because you didn't have email and that kind of thing back then." And he was just like, "Okay, so what did you do after that?" And he's just like, "Did you call them?" It's just like, I was just like, I learned something a little bit from. I learned a lot from Pete, but one of the things I learned was boldness, and he's really like, you know, if he's just like, if you don't ask, you're never going to know whether it's going to be a yes or a no, and they may well say yes, they may well say no, but you know, no, you know, if you don't try, you don't gain, and I think, you know.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, it's absolutely true, and you'd be surprised how many people will say yes or at least willing to talk to you. I mean, yeah, he's really good at that. He's really good at talking to people about this stuff, and yeah, he was on fire at NAMM. It was unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, and we don't even have a site's not even launched yet, and I'm like, how is this possible? But you know what it is? Pete's got a reputation. He's been doing this a long time. His YouTube channel's excellent. I've been doing this a while now. A lot of people contact me. They know in the home recording circles or in the online in the circle of what we do, there's 5 or 6 main players. And Pete is definitely one of those players. And so these companies know who he is. They know who I am. They've emailed me before. I mean, I've worked at PreSonus. You guys know that for a bunch of stuff. And so I think they know just that, you know, we're genuine. We're here we're doing this, you know, the right way. It's coming from a good place. It's not about, you know, let's just try to make as much money as we, you know, it's not about that. Believe me, if it was about that, YouTube would not be the thing I would be doing. If it was about making money, this would not be, you know, you really gotta do this for the right reasons, and you really gotta have your heart in the right place. And if you do, those opportunities will come. But if you go into this just looking to make a buck, you're not going to make it in this space. You just won't.
If you want to make a pile of money, education is entirely the wrong place to do it.
Absolutely.
and I can say that as a professional, qualified educator.
Right.
It's entirely the wrong place to make a huge pile of cash because you know, you have to invest so much time and so much effort and so much energy into it if you're going to do it properly. You know, it's not really the place to make multi-millions of dollars, to be honest.
Oh no, multi-millions. I mean, no, multi-millions is never going to happen. Yeah, it's because there's only 24 hours a day. This stuff, if you want to do this right, and you really want to put the time in to really try to do it in the right way, it takes an enormous amount of time. Yeah. and you could never charge what really your time is worth, because people would never pay it. I mean, it's really that simple. I mean, and because there are so many choices and there is so much material out there, that it's like, well, how do you kind of break through that, you know? And so you can't go into this with the first thing on your mind is making a lot of money. That you can't. I tell anyone that, you know, there's no way. You have to go. You have to have something else that makes money. If you know, I've been in the music business a long time. This is one small piece of what I do. This all can go away tomorrow and I'm still making a living. I was making a living before I ever did the first video, you know? So I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I really enjoy it. And I love interacting with the people when they send me mix. Someone sent me a mix today I listened to, sounded really good. And you know, I like it. I like teaching. I like sharing knowledge with people who are coming up behind me, to try to help them in a way that I didn't really have that help because the internet wasn't around and all that other stuff. And so that's why I got into it. And yes, now over 4 or 5 years, I'm starting to make some money from it, but I'm not moving into a bigger house because of it. You know what I mean? But that's not why you do it. And so that's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we really do enjoy it. You got to love this to do it, right? You can't teach this stuff unless you really love doing it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I love doing it myself, and I love hanging out with guys like you and hanging out with people and talking about gear and plugins and, you know, preamps and, you know, mixing board. I mean, I'm just a nerd like that. So I like that stuff. And so if you didn't like it, and you were just doing it solely just to try to sell somebody something, I don't think you could be successful at it. I don't.
Yeah. So I agree with that. You'd have some success, but you wouldn't have like the real impact.
No.
A good educator isn't there for the money. A good educator is there for that eureka moment that the student has.
And I never would have believed that until it happened to me early on. I heard people say that before I got into this space. And once that happened to me a couple of times, you're right. It sounds so cliche, but it is so true. When someone and I've had people call me from all over the world that could barely speak my language, and I have a hard time understanding them. To make a toll call from Iceland. I mean, I don't know. I have to look on a map and find where Iceland is, but I know it's halfway across the world from me. And to call me and probably spend $40 on the call just to say how much my video helped them. I mean, I can't even tell you you can't even put into words what that means. I mean, it's just really weird. And I would just sit back and go, I look at my wife and go, I just got this call from a guy from Iceland. She goes, Iceland? I'm like, yeah, he was just wanted to say thanks. He really enjoyed one of the products. It really helped him out of a rut or whatever that person was in. And I said, to me, that was worth 10 times more than what they paid for the whatever it was at the time, $15 video, you know? And to me, I don't know that. I know, I don't know. Unless you experience that, you don't know what that is. You think that's all a bunch of hot air and a bunch of baloney, but it's really not. I always thought it was too until it happened to me. And that's why I do it, really. And you got, as you know, Johnny, running a membership website isn't free. It costs money just to put it together. I mean, there was a fairly large investment on Pete and my part that's going to take us months to get back. So it's not, so you say, oh yeah, you want to make enough money to keep it running, to be able to keep improving it. And yes, if we could put a couple of bucks in our pocket because we're going to spend, all the hours in the course of a day working on it, then that's okay too. That's fair. Yeah. And then everybody wins, and so, yeah, I think anyone that wants to get into the education business, you got to think about it from that viewpoint. At least I think you do.
Yeah, totally. It has to be all about the eureka moment for your students, and you might only get one in a great while, but you might a whole lot as well. Like, that moment where the student goes, now I get it. I now understand what the attack and release do on a compressor. Yeah. I now know it. I can do it. I can compress a kick drum.
Right.
And you'd be like, and it's just that for me, it doesn't matter how much they've paid for that course. Right. It's just like, they could have paid like, a dime for it. Who cares?
Right.
That is worth more than all the gold in all the world.
Absolutely. It makes you want to keep doing it. when you feel like you've actually had an impact, especially someone who is just starting out and they're really frustrated, you know, because I know what that feeling is like, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's one thing once you've been doing it a while and you kind of have your bearings and now you're just looking to get better, you know. But I mean, again, I always relate things back to playing an instrument because I play an instrument, and it's just like, you know, the first time you picked up a guitar, had a guitar lesson where you can play 2 chords or 3 chords and you can play your first Beatles song and actually play something that sounded like music, you know, but prior to that, you couldn't even get a single chord to sound right because you were so frustrated. And when you finally broke through and you actually played something that sounds like music, that's a great feeling that you don't get. You plateau. You don't get those feelings. The more skill you get, the fewer times you get those feelings, right?
Yeah.
But that, you know, to me, I know when people write me emails just trying to hook up the equipment. I mean, I must do 50% of my emails are probably around. They bought something. They got this interface. They're brand new. They just want to record some of their music at home. They don't want to be a professional engineer. They don't want to run a studio. All they want to do is just record their acoustic guitar and their vocal so they can share it with their family. And and they can't plug it in and get it working because, you know, the instructions are no good or they're using a computer that's all, you know, having all kinds of problems. And when you can help them through that, and then they finally go, oh, you know, I get on Skype with them, and after an hour, they can actually see the meters in Studio One, and they actually can hear the sound coming out of the speakers. You would have thought this person won the lottery. You know, they're so happy, they're so happy, and I know what that feeling is when you're frustrated and there's nobody to help you, and you don't know what you're doing. To be able to be that help for someone, you know, it's rewarding. You know, I find it rewarding anyway.
Yeah, me too.
And so, you know, it's cool. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Bobby says, I have Studio One, Made Easy EQ, Made Easy Compression, Made Easy MIDI drums, and mixing Made Easy Volume 1 and 2 and mastering. You got them all, Bobby. I think you got them all, right? I don't know if there's anything you missed there, but I think you got them all. He says, I really benefit from both of your teaching. Very thorough. Well, thanks, Bobby. I appreciate all the support. Yeah, it sounds like you got every product. Well, hopefully we'll see you over at Learning to Mix too, because now you'll get a chance to learn from another engineer, Pete, who you may not know. And he's really good as well. I'd love to see you over there, but thanks for the kind words. Greg says, what is the mixer all about? I'm not sure what that means.
I wonder if he's I don't know what he's referring to.
The mixer, like the...
Is he talking about your Studio Live?
My Studio Live mixer? It's sitting here in front of me. Not using it to control Studio One yet, but it's sitting here in front of me just waiting.
Yeah, it's not going to be long, I don't
No, it's not, because I know Pete talked to Rick about that at NAMM, and he's got some... It's coming. It's coming. Everyone, it's coming.
I've had the same conversation with Rick as well.
Yeah, it's coming. They didn't put on they are working on it. It's one of the things they're working on the most. They know people want it, and they're working on it.
It's like it's the huge USP of that device. So you've got to get that right, even if that takes a bit longer. You've got to get it right. Otherwise, you know, a whole bunch of people buy the device and then they hit the door button and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, what happened there? Yeah.
You don't want the user to have that experience, so you got to get it right.
No, they're smart. They want to release things. They want it to work the way it's supposed to. They know where everyone's waiting for that. They're not foolish. Believe me, they listen. So it's coming.
Rick,
so if that's what you're asking about, Greg, yeah, the mixer's here, and it's we're going to use it one day. We're actually going to use it the way it was intended to be used, but I just don't know when.
Rick told me that he gets probably about a terabyte's worth of emails concerning this question.
Oh, I've had many conversations with Rick about this. I know, and I know Pete did it NAMM. So they know. I mean, it can only go, this stuff is not always easy. I mean, there isn't another DAW that I'm aware of that has their own hardware that's going to be fully integrated. I mean, I know there's little things like, the little fader ports and those kinds of deals. But I don't know anyone that has a full-on mixing console custom made to be used with a custom piece of software in their DAW. I don't know of anybody like that.
No, as far as I know, PreSonus are the pioneers in this department, and they've been working towards this since they first launched what they now call the Classic Studio Live console.
The older version of it.
Yeah, all of this has been baby steps towards it. The CS18AI, baby steps towards it. They wanted to see, can we get the protocol to work? The protocol, they learned that from the CS18AI.
Right.
And then can we pair that with the RM mixers? Yes, we can. So we can now get audio and the CS18AI to work together inside of Studio One. So it's kind of a bit of a fudge. You have to have an extra piece of hardware to do it, but you can actually do it. It's technically possible. So the protocol works. Now they've gone, we're ready. We can actually build a device that will do it.
Yeah, a full large format console surface control. I mean, the only other company that's done it, in fairness to Pro Tools, is Avid, the big mixers. But you're not talking about a $2,000 mixer anymore. You're talking about, in some cases, $100,000.
Yeah.
So Avid has done that on some, but they're doing it at a pro level, multi-million-dollar studio level. They're not doing it for the average person working out of their house. I mean, the Avid has a couple of the small ones, but they're 8 channels. They're like a fader port 8. But they don't, if you want a 32 or a larger 1632 channel, 1-to-1 fader, you can buy one of the Avid desks, but they're big bucks. I mean, they start at like 50, 60 grand.
I think Behringer make the BCF 2000, I think.
Yeah, but they don't have their own DAW.
No.
See, so there are, like, Allen and Heath makes the QU series, which is very similar to a Studio Live. That's full DAW control for other DAWs, not for their own. So a lot of the features work, but some of them do not. They're not perfectly integrated. What's going to be great about this is it's really going to be a full surface control specifically made for their software. So you got their hardware and their software. It's a lot like PC and Mac, right? The thing about Mac that everybody loves more, what made them so popular, is that they make the software and they make the hardware, and they work well together. Now, part of the problem is you can't bring a lot of third-party stuff into there. They lock it out because they know what happens when you bring a lot of third-party stuff in there. You end up with Windows, older versions of Windows, where Windows you could do anything in, and when it works, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But when it doesn't work, now I know it's gotten better, but that's why Mac was so popular, is because they created their software, their OS, to work specifically with their hardware, so it works seamlessly. And you didn't have to know anything about computers, and you just plug your iPhone in and it automatically syncs to your Mac devices. You didn't have to do any drivers or any of that ridiculous stuff you got to do with Windows. It's simple.
Yeah.
Same kind of concept. You got a hardware mixer that is going to be integrated with the same company that makes the software.
There are 2 ways to look at it. One is the positive view, which is, as a Mac user, you are very much giving, which is that it's an ecosystem.
Right. That's why I love it.
Where everything is practically symbiotic.
Yep.
That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it, which is maybe it's not completely negative. It's not Mac bashing. It's not it's not anything to do with that. But the other side of that is that it could be construed to be a little bit like once you're in, and you cannot get out. A sort of, the Hotel California perspective, I like to call it.
You can get out. It's a pain to get out. Because once you have, and that's why I love Mac, because I have phones and iPads and Apple Watches. All my computers are Mac, and everything works perfectly together seamlessly, and has for years. If you want to back out of all that now, you could do it, but it costs you a small fortune to do it.
Correct.
So it depends on how you look at it. And that's why when someone says to me, should I buy a Mac or PC for my new studio? First thing I ask them is, well, what do you do with all your other mobile stuff? Because if you like that ecosystem, Mac may be the way to go, even though it's a little bit more expensive. Depends on what you're using your studio for. If you're not, then I'd say go Windows. Windows 8, Windows 10 today is a lot more stable than the Windows of the past. But yeah, that kind of is the reason why I think PreSonus will do so well with this, is because they built the software, they built the hardware, and when it comes out, it's going to work right. Some of these other surface controls that are similar, like the Allen and Heath, which Allen and Heath makes fantastic mixing boards. They really do. But they don't make the software. So they're making their hardware to work with somebody else's software. And I'm sure it works fairly well. I don't think it'll be as well integrated as the Studio Live will be with PreSonus. I don't think it will be.
No. Correct, because the protocol for the PreSonus consoles with that have DAW facility with Studio One is the protocol is unique. Whereas
Yeah.
if you were to use an Allen and Heath or a Behringer or something else, then it uses one of the other protocols like Huey or Mackie or something of that ilk, which, as you rightly point out, isn't going to give you 100% control of all of the parameters in Studio One. Whereas the PreSonus consoles are going to give you complete control of just about every parameter of just about every plugin that you're going to have.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be a full package.
Yeah. Plus, you've got the onboard vintage EQs and compressors on the console, so you can either record through them and print them straight into Studio One, or you can open them up with your settings intact from, say, a live show or whatever. So
right. Yeah. No, I agree. So we just got to wait for that firmware thing to be updated, and then we'll be ready to roll. Hopefully, it's sooner than later. I think it will be. I think it'll be this year. Just don't know when.
It will.
Just don't know when. So what else going on in the chat? We still got 20 people. Hey, Robert, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Bobby Dale says, I love them. I'll be there, guys. Oh, you bet. Okay, great. We'll love to see you over there at learningtomix.com. So again, tomorrow, learningtomix.com. Jump on over there for the pre-sale. You have one solid week to get in at a way reduced membership price, and you'll get some free Quick Mix products from me in an email. And then, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And as of August 1st, the site will be completely live. You'll be able to download all the content. You'll be able to rock and roll and start doing your mix. And then we will have on the website the announcement in probably the first week of September is when we'll do the live stream for the month prior. So it gives everybody a chance to work on the song. We get together for the live stream. We do that whole thing. And then we're on to the next month, mixing the next thing. And we'll just keep doing it over and over and over again. And we'll keep bringing more resources into it as we need it and as we see it'll help. And try to make this we want to make the best, learning, mixing membership website ever created. That's our goal. We don't we don't know exactly what that means, but we know that our standards are really high. We looked at I know all the competition. We know what with that, and they're great. Again, they're great. We want ours to be 10 steps ahead of them. That's our goal. And whatever we have to do to make that happen, that's what we're planning to do. So we're committed to this thing,
Can we summarize the pre-sale and then post-sale pricing?
Yes. Pre-sale pricing, again, will start tomorrow, July 25th through July 31st. It'll be $19.95 a month for the first. If you join tomorrow, you pay $19.95 for 1 month, and then you're going to get 3 months at that price. So the first 3 months of your membership will be $19.95 a month. Okay. On month 4, which will be, I think, November 1st, if I got my calendar right, then the price is $29 a month. Okay. So if you sign up for the pre-sale, you're really getting a month for free. You're getting $10 off each month for the first 3 months, which is the equivalent of giving you 1 free month at $30. That was our thing. You also then, as part of the pre-sale only, will get 2 free Quick Mix products, which will come in an email with a link. You'll be able to go out, download them for free. That's another $30 worth of free stuff. So you'll get a $60 savings when you sign up for the pre-sale. After August 1st, the membership is $29 per month, or you can pay for a whole year up front. And if you pay for a whole year up front, you're going to get 2 free months, okay, which is a $60 value. Plus, you'll get a free 1-hour Skype coaching call with Peter and myself. That's another $100 value. And you get 2 free mix critiques, long form mix critiques on one of your songs, which are our normal price for those are $50. So you'll get you get 2 of them. So you get $100. So you'll save $260 worth of freebies. Plus the 2 quick mixes. That's another, $30. So that's $290 worth of savings if you buy a whole year up front during the pre-sale. Okay. So you can either pay month to month, totally fine, or you could pay all up front once a year and you get all that extra stuff on top of it. But regardless of what package you choose, you're going to get big savings during that pre-sale. After August 1st, it's $29 a month, and $29 a month times 12, whatever that works out to be, $348, I think it is, that, if you buy the year. However, though, I believe if you, no matter when you join, if you pay for a whole year, we always give you 2 free months. I believe that's the way it'll be going forward. So if you didn't hear about us until October and you decided I wanted to join for a year, you'd get 14, you'd pay $30 times 12, but you'd get 14 months instead of 12 on your membership. So we would still give you and then you'd still get all those extra bonuses I mentioned earlier too. So if you're thinking about joining, join during the pre-sale because you're getting all the free stuff. You're getting, you're getting a lot of freebies there. So that would be the time to do it.
Yep.
Right. But remember, when you join during the pre-sale, the site's not going to be, you're not going to be able to download any content until August 1st. The site goes fully functional and live on August 1st. And there'll be reminders sent to you via email prior to that, which is only a week away. I mean, the 31st is the end of the pre-sale, and then the next day the site is live. So if you join tomorrow, you only have to wait 5 more days, and then you're going to get to the site anyway. So all you're doing by signing up in the pre-sale is locking in that special price for you for 3 months. So you don't have to wait forever. You're going to wait a week. And if you join on the last day of the pre-sale, you'll be able to get to the site the very next day. And you'll get to see all the videos, download all the content, start mixing your songs, start working on the tutorials or with the tutorials.
Yep. Do you want to do Brian Santos's question there?
Sure. What was his question?
He says, if you do level 2 and get 2 free HRME training products, do you get to pick the products or are they preset?
You get that during the pre-sale, Brian, with level 1 or level 2. Okay, so you get those 2 free quick mixes during the pre-sale only, regardless of whether you choose level 1 or level 2. So it's not just for if you pay for a year. They have been pre-selected. However, if you're a follower of mine who already has the 2 that one of the 2 or 2 of the 2 that you pre-selected, you contact me and I'll make sure I give you another one. I mean, there's 3 years worth of quick mixes. If you have all of them, fantastic. But if you don't, you can pick them. I picked the 2 latest ones because those have been out the least amount of time and the fewest sold. So the chances of a lot of people having those is pretty slim. But if you already happen to have it, you just get a hold of me and I'll take care of you. Okay, I was going to, because it would have been impossible for me to let all these people go in and just customize, pick them all. You know what I mean? It would have been real difficult for me to manage that. So I said, well, let me just give a standard, the 2 latest ones. And then if someone already has it, we'll work that out on the side and I'll take care of you. So hope that answers your question. And that's it. So we've been on here an hour and a half, a lot longer than we thought. We still have 18 people here again. Thanks guys for joining. You guys are the first ones to really hear about this officially. And I hope I see you guys all over there. And again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, contact us at the top of learningtomix.com. Any questions, any issues at all, Pete or myself, we'll get back to you hopefully within the same day. Hopefully, depending on how many questions we get tomorrow, it could take a couple hours to get back to you, but we will answer every one of your questions. But we think we laid out the sales page pretty clear. It's pretty clear on what it's all about. But if you have a question, just shoot an email and we'll take care of it. Anything else, Johnny, on your end before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm really excited by this. You guys have put in an awful lot of work, not just in terms of practically developing it and building it and, putting your designer to work, but, all the thought that's gone into it and, the asking questions. And, I've been very glad to be able to help both of you. It's been a privilege. It's been an honor. So really enjoyed being able to help you and really looking forward to helping you guys make this a massive success going forward. So
yeah, it's going to depend on a lot of people and really a lot of the members too. I mean, it's only going to be as successful as everyone's willing to participate and interact in it, right?
Exactly.
So the more we can get together and work together and interact with each other, the better we can make this whole thing for everybody.
Oh, and I should tell you that MIDI Drums Made Easy Volume 2 will be ready to go by the end of next week.
Oh, lovely. That I did not know. Excellent. So yeah, so that'll be coming out as well. That'll be great. And we'll do some special thing for that too, to announce that. And we'll, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, definitely look out for mixing, or MIDI Drums Made Easy Volume 2. That's going to be really cool. That's going to be really cool.
If you've got Volume 1, then Volume 2 is going to build upon what you've already learned. So if you haven't got that, go get it just now, and then you'll be ready for it when it Volume 2.
Very good. Yep, that's available now. You can go purchase that at any time. It's there, ready to be bought. Cool. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the other side. And thank you for joining us and sticking around for an hour and a half. Thanks, Johnny, for helping me out. And we will talk to you guys later.
Cheers, folks.
Bye.